Hello, my lovelies. I am proud to say that today we are not talking about any controversial topic. This is not a book review. This is the 2,000 subscribers special. So, without any further ado, y'all asked me questions, so we're gonna go through all the questions I was asked without any further ado. Grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's jump into it. Roll the intro. Welcome back. Now let's just hop right on into these questions. Our first question comes from the spider Sean or Shane or Shan. And it says, if you've ever read the entire House of Night series, who is your favorite character and who would you want to be if given a role in the TV series? Oh, that one's a hard one. I think my favorite character is probably Stevie or Aphrodite because I love the romance that Aphrodite has. But there is someone on TikTok that I believe deserves the role so much more than I would as Aphrodite, and she is the perfect vision of who Aphrodite is in my head. So I don't think I would be able to play a character in the series. Maybe Stevie, but that's about it. The next question, it comes from the Shiny Charizard, and this one says, my question for you is, do you have a favorite genre of music that you listen to? So, what genre and what song? Now, there's not a genre of music I particularly listen to. I listen to all kinds of music. It really depends on, what energy I'm trying to put into my day, because I believe that music, you put your energy or what you want to get from the energy of the music into your life. Like, if I want to power through something, let's say I'm trying to power through a walk and I'm feeling really tired, I'm feeling really bogged down, I don't want to go the extra mile this time, but I really want to. So I have an entire power through playlist that's privated on YouTube. And it's full of Little Mix, it's full of just power girl jams, and lots of, powerful music with powerful words that are like, you'll get there, you'll get through the next one, you'll get to the next one, or, I got the power from Little Mix. Little Mix is mostly on that playlist. There's also, All the Way by Jacksepticeye on the playlist. So yeah, it really depends on the feel I want, or if there's a certain song I'll listen to, or I'm feeling a certain emotion, I'll look up a certain song and I'll listen to it. But there's been certain genres I've kind of clung to through my life. There's been, when I was a little kid, I was really big into, Disney music and achieving your dreams, and there's so much to live for, and there's so much out there, and Disney music was very inspiring to me as a kid. And then when I got to be a teenager, I listened to a lot of, pop, punk, pop, rock, metal, really grungy kind of music. I'm still a huge fan of those things. One of my favorite artists is gotta be Avril Lavigne. I think she is one of my favorite artists of all time. I know the words to every song on her first, I think, 3 albums. And I would really love to go see her in concert someday because she got me through a lot as a kid. So, I think that's as best as I can answer that question. Our next question comes from Lightning Gameroid. And the question is, how would you react if Nickelodeon fired JoJo Siwa and made James Charles the new face of Nickelodeon? I would write a very strongly worded letter to Nickelodeon and try to be JoJo's friend, because that would be bullshit. Plain and simple. I would quit watching Nickelodeon altogether, would not support them, wouldn't watch any shows I grew up with simply because they were made by Nickelodeon. Our next question, it comes from Taught by Tate, and the question is, what if you could be any animal, what would you be? First off, if you're taught by Andrew Tate, please get taught by a different person about how to be a man. Andrew Tate's the worst. Second off, if I could be an animal, what would I be? I think I've always had a strong, like, love of owls. I remember in 3rd grade, and this is embarrassing, I wrote this poem, because in 3rd grade, in writing, they had us write a poem based off of our favorite animal, and I've always loved snowy owls, and I overused the word majestic. Like, I used majestic. I think I still have that poem somewhere in my stuff. And I overused the word majestic like 30 times in a 2-page poem. So maybe an owl. Maybe a snowy owl because of Harry Potter. Maybe a snowy owl or a wolf. One of those two. I think, yeah. The next one comes from Midnight Time. And first of all, congrats. What first got you into cosplay? What first got me into cosplay is the fact that when I was growing up, I wasn't really allowed past the age of 12 to dress up for Halloween. And I wasn't allowed to dress up for Halloween. I wasn't even allowed to hand out candy until I was 18. And so that first got me into cosplay because I seen a cosplay magazine later and there were all these different people, all different ages dressed up. And I thought dressing up and as your favorite characters was only for people that are, you know, little kids. And seeing these people in this magazine when I was 18 at the laundromat of all places, it was a cosplay magazine, and I was like blown away. And I was like, I want to do this. I want to do this so badly. So I reread that magazine every time we went back to the laundromat. I reread it and I reread it. And one day it just disappeared, so I assumed someone took it, or maybe they took it off the shelf at the laundromat, and I was kind of sad because I didn't see another cosplay magazine in there. And then I got on TikTok, you know, during the Panini, and I seen cosplay TikTok, and I was like, oh my god, there's actually a huge community of these people. And that's basically what got me into cosplay, was basically taking back the opportunity to dress up as my favorite characters and maybe make people smile. Because I like making people smile, I love making people laugh, and I feel like that is just one of the greatest feelings in the world, is getting into cosplay and posting it and seeing people talk about it and love the stories I'm telling and laughing at the audios that I'm using and laughing at my characters, and it just brings me so much joy. The next question comes from KL Warrior, and this is, what is my favorite food? I think pizza or soup, because I'll eat any kind of pizza, any kind, including the kind with anchovies in, yes, but they have to be warm, like texture and things, like I can just tell if they're not cooked all the way, and then they're put on the pizza. So the anchovies cannot be cold. It's weird when they're cold. They're slimy and no thanks. Any kind of pizza, really, and soup. I've always been a huge soup girly. I don't know why. I love soup. I'll eat any kind of soup at least once. I'll try any kind of soup at least once. So yeah, probably pizza and soup. I don't see anyone asking me what my favorite drink is, but coincidentally, I'm drinking sweet iced tea. Sweet iced tea and Coca-Cola are my favorite drinks. Just kind of putting that one out there, because I needed to take a drink in between takes. The next question comes from Aaron, LOL, which first, shout out to your profile picture being Gumball from The Amazing World of Gumball. Great show. Anyway, what are your top 3 favorite books? Now, my top 3 favorite books have kind of changed over the years, but I will definitely show you my top 3 books that I've kind of have a connection to. I'll definitely show you those. 1 second. I'm back now. I'm going to show you guys 4 books because all 4 of these books have really shaped who I am as a reader and just kind of have a special connection to me or some part of my life. So the first one is the book that basically is the first chapter book I ever read on my own, and is the book that gave me the passion to read and kind of led to me buying all the books you see behind you. This is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Not only is the world fantastic, and yes, I know J.K. Rowling is an issue, and that's unfortunate, And there's a lot of issues in her books, but when I was a kid, I clung to this world so much. I wished I could be a student at Hogwarts and solving the mysteries of everything going on in the castle, along with Harry and the Golden Trio. And I've reread Harry Potter every single year because I have such a connection to this book specifically. I love this book. I think this is my favorite out of the entire series. And Harry Potter just has a very special place in my heart because it got me through a lot as not only a foster kid, but a kid going through a lot after being adopted. So that's Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I will love this book until I die. And actually, this is the same copy that I read when I was 8 years old. This is the very same copy that I read when I was 8. And this is the book that started it all, essentially. I will hold on to this copy forever. I will definitely hold on to this copy forever because it's been through a lot. The pages are so yellowed. It's falling apart. It's falling apart, but yeah, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The next book I'm going to show you is Inkheart by Cornelia Funke. I got to take the cover off. And don't worry, this is a very special first edition hardback. So the cover can come right off and not cause any glare because the cover is also right on the hardback. Now, this is a book that kind of introduced me to like breaking the fourth wall and asking the important question of if your favorite book characters could come into our world, what kind of nonsense would happen? And I love the characters. I love the book. I love this book so much. This got me back into reading. This got me into reading all kinds of books and not just Harry Potter. And this series I will always recommend to anyone if they haven't read it and have just seen the movie because the movie is nothing like the books. So I will always recommend Inkheart by Cornelia Funke. She also wrote a book called Dragon Rider that I also liked, but it doesn't match up to Inkheart in my books. I love Inkheart. Which the book, there's only 3, and it is Inkheart, Inkspell, and Inkdeath. So, if you haven't read these, go pick these up. I will always recommend these to anyone wanting to read a really good young adult fantasy. This isn't even young adult. This is like a middle grade book, and it is still fantastic, and it can be for all ages. So yeah, that one's Inkheart. The next book that really is one of my favorites and have shaped a part of who I am is the book that really got me into Greek mythology, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I'm pretty sure Percy Jackson needs no introduction, but Percy Jackson is such a really cool world, and it did remind me of Harry Potter when I first read it because of Camp Half-Blood having like a lot of similarities to Hogwarts and just the trials, and there's a lot of good LGBTQ rep in Percy Jackson. I know it's probably not the best. There's some people that think that the representation is very stereotypical, but it was the first book that I read a gay character in, and that blew my world apart, is like seeing a character that is LGBTQ in any way was such a mind-blowing thing for me at the time. So Percy Jackson has another special part of who I am. And the last one is a very big guilty pleasure read. I have issues with the whole series, but when I was an edgy, brooding 14-year-old that didn't talk, Twilight. This is the collector's edition, so I'm going to take it out because this is just the collector's edition. But this is Twilight. Twilight, I love the world. I don't really like Edward. I don't like Jacob. I was never one of those Team Jacob, Team Edward girlies. I was Team Bella because I loved Bella as a character. Even though there's not really much to her. She's actually very smart. There's actually quite a bit to Bella. But the way she's written, it does revolve around Edward and Jacob and everything going on. But the characters, all the background characters have such cool backstories. And the way the world works is so interesting. I will always read Twilight specifically for the cool world building that Stephanie Meyer has done. That and the soundtrack for the first movie just is top tier. If you don't listen to the whole soundtrack of Twilight, please do. It's on YouTube. I listen to the soundtrack on a rainy day or just when I want to feel those vibes. It just has such a vibe to it. And Twilight has just a special part of, like, my teenage years when I was an edgy 14-year-old and wanted to read books about vampires, and it really did give me my love of vampire books and reading all things vampires. Also, the same thing with Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. That is one of my favorite books of all time. But Twilight, it's a guilty pleasure. It's funny to me now, but yeah, Twilight. I'm sorry I took so long on that question, but to explain why I love these books and why I think that they're favorites, I had to explain and just kind of show you guys another bit of part of me, because books are a part of me. Books have always been there through rough times, have always been there through times where I want to cry and I just want to escape the world. Books have always held that escape, a whole new world within ink and paper, and something about books and being able to kind of escape is just a magical thing to me. And that's why this channel was created in the first place, was to showcase books, talk about books, review books. So I thought it was important to kind of have a little book section in the 2,000 subscriber special. The next question comes from Caleb Villa, which actually, Caleb is an OG of the channel. He was here before the YouTube channel was even created. He followed all, they followed all my TikToks. I actually don't remember their pronouns, I'm so sorry. But Caleb, shout out to Caleb. If you guys don't follow Caleb, if Caleb is watching this, please leave your socials, leave anything that you think people should follow, because you're a real one, you're an OG. You're amazing, and I know I said this during the Minecraft stream last night, but thank you for just being such a great supporter and just being here through all the bullshit and the great times. And their question is, what countries would you like to visit? Scotland, England, Ireland, and Egypt. I would love, because there's so much history in all of those countries. And it would just be so nice to see all the things I've read about in history books and seen on TV in real life. I feel like those places are just so cool and so historic and so magical. And I would love to visit them. And that is all the questions that you guys asked me. I was kind of afraid that maybe I wouldn't be able to get to all the questions. There was a couple left by the trolls I recognized from my Minecraft stream last night, which I plan on streaming a lot more Minecraft as I build my world and just be able to hang out with you guys. Also, thank you guys to my moderators who were that were really doing their damnedest to control these trolls and make the stream a safe place, because there was a lot of trolls last night and it really did upset quite a few people because they kept bringing up my essay, and that was one of the questions that was asked, was about my essay, and I don't feel comfortable answering that question online because there wasn't just one instance, there was multiple, and I've talked about it in therapy, and I would be comfortable talking to somebody maybe in my real life about it, but maybe not, but probably not online, so respect that. So, that's all the questions that you guys asked me. I'm so happy that we've finally gotten to this goal. It has been quite a lot of bullshit. There's been quite a lot of just crap going on. And I'm thankful that all of you guys have been here through it all. Through all the joy, all the tears, all the struggles. And I hope, here's to more milestones. Here's to more milestones on the channel. And shout out to Foreign Witch, Caleb Villa, Mac Marie. There's probably people I'm missing, but there's been so many people that I see all the time in my comments, and y'all are the real ones. Y'all are definitely the real ones. And it's because of people like you that support me, that give me all the support I need to feel confident in myself and to keep posting and to keep making content for you guys. Because a YouTube channel isn't just about its creator. It's about the community. Because I know there's a lot of people that think, well, this person's so big, they have such a huge following, they're so powerful. A creator is only as powerful as its community. And I think that's been proven multiple times with communities like the Dream SMP fandom, all kinds of fandoms that are both good and bad, like the vegan teacher. There are only so much that a creator can do. It's the community. The community is the heart of everything. And I'm glad to say that we've built a pretty good community. And I'm so happy that you guys support me. Because it's wild to me that there's people that actually think that seeing this face is worthwhile. And I felt like it was just important to put at the end my thanks to all of you for just being here and supporting me and tuning in every single time I post. And it's just the greatest feeling in the world to have friends to talk to online, coming from somebody that didn't really have a lot of friends growing up. So thank you all so, so much. And I don't just say that to bookend the end of the video. I say that every single time because I am so thankful. And I do love each and every single one of you. I love you all. Y'all are amazing. So shout out to all of you. Shout out to everybody that has supported this channel and has just believed in me. So thank you all so, 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 so much. I love you all, and I hope you have the best day. Bye.